Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 11 of the Hail Mary. I hope you guys had a beautiful week. I was stressed out yesterday teaching myself how to build a website. I could not figure anything out until finally I started getting some semblance of an idea. I still have no clue what's going on, but we're going little by little. I'm trying not to stress myself out too much. We have a lot to talk about. So, a lot happened, mostly yesterday. So, that's what we're really going to be talking about. So, I want to talk about Kyle Schwarber because he may have just vaulted himself into the MVP conversation. I want to talk about Micah Parsons. And if you didn't hear, you're living under a rock. He just got traded to the Green Bay Packers. I want to talk about Boise State. What happened? What the hell happened with Boise State? And then let's just round it all off. Then we're also going to talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift getting engaged. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! We're going to talk about that and why I think that there was a contractual element to the timing of him getting engaged to Taylor Swift. And then I'm going to do a little preview of the college football slate and all the biggest games. I will not be giving official picks. I will be giving official picks, though, in my newsletter. So if you want to get the official picks, this is just going to be the preview. But if you want the official picks, absolutely free. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link and sign up for my free newsletter where I will I send articles. And every Friday, which is today, you get 2 free picks from me. And 2 of them are going to be about these games that we are talking about today. So if you want those every single Friday, sign up, and here we go. Let's start talking about baseball, baby. That's baseball, baby. Kyle Schwarber yesterday, absolutely insane. The man hit 4 home runs last night versus Atlanta. He is the 21st major leaguer and the 4th Phillies player to ever accomplish that feat, where he was 4 for 6. He had 4 home runs. He had a Phillies record 9 RBIs, and he is now the major league leader with 119 RBIs, and I think he's only 1 home run back of Cal Raleigh. So last time we were talking, I said that Cal Raleigh should far and away win MVP of the league. After a performance like this, Kyle Schwarber may have just really vaulted himself into being the MVP of the league. Like, it's literally that simple. People were praising Cal Raleigh because of his home run numbers and because of his RBI numbers and because he was just mashing the baseball. And a lot of people were putting him down because of his on base percentage because of his batting average numbers. But after something like this, so right now the MVP favorites are Shohei Ohtani, Kyle Schwarber, Cal Raleigh, but I think it's going to be Shohei Ohtani because what did Shohei Ohtani just do? Shohei Ohtani just pitched I think it was like a 9 strikeout game or something like that. There's no way that Shohei Ohtani is not winning MVP. But if you want to take a flyer, because right now, sorry if I was like a little jumbled right there. I was looking up the numbers. Kyle Schwarber right now to win MVP. Sorry. This is NL MVP. I want MVP for the entire league. Anyway, NL MVP, Kyle Schwarber is plus 900 to win. Shohei Ohtani is minus 5,000. That is just a lock to give it to him. But I want MVP. I don't know if they do MVP of the entire league. I don't think so. But Kyle Schwarber is a guy that I would like to take a flyer on for league MVP. Now, I have a feeling that if Shohei Ohtani is minus 5,000, they're going to do that. But Cal Raleigh, if Kyle Schwarber played in the AL, I think that he would be the MVP over Cal Raleigh. A 4 home run night is pretty good if you ask me. Sorry, I had the hiccups there. He is the 3rd player this year to have a 4 home run game and Eugenio Suarez had one, and then I'm going to be careful with this. I don't want to get in trouble. Nick Kurtz had a 4 home run game as well. But yeah, just absolutely insane. And then shout out to Max on Part of My Take. He said that he got engaged, and then the same day that he got engaged, Kyle Schwarber hit 4 home runs, meaning he, before every Phillies game, probably needs to dump his fiance, make her his girlfriend right before the Phillies game, propose right before the Phillies game, and then Kyle Schwarber will continue to mash the ball, and the Phillies will probably win the championship. But I kind of want to see Max in pigtails wearing a dress again like he was doing a few years ago, because that was a very funny clip. But yes, Kyle Schwarber, congratulations on absolutely mashing the ball. And you really have no shot of winning NL MVP because Shohei Ohtani's in the league, and he's probably going to win it for the rest of his life. But you're putting up a good argument right now after a 4 home run game. So congratulations to you for that. Moving on, let's talk about football. Micah Parsons got traded yesterday to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks. And my initial reaction was that the Cowboys got freaking fleeced. I like Kenny Clark. I think he's a good player. 2 first-round picks, that's nice. I would have taken that haul probably for TJ Watt, being a Steeler fan, if he wouldn't have signed. We got TJ Watt back, so now I'm fine with it. However, Jerry Jones completely flubbed this entire situation. He could have paid Micah Parsons 2 years ago, gave him an extension, probably would have paid him upwards of $35 million per year, which sure, at the time was a lot of money. You knew the market was going to reset. You have guys like Jamar Chase who reset the market. You had guys like TJ Watt who reset the market. And now you have Micah Parsons, who completely reset the market, becoming the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. The second that he got traded to the Green Bay Packers, he immediately signed an extension. 4 years, $188 million per year. Not per year. Oh, God, that'd be insane. 4 years, $188 million, $47 million on average. And he is making $120 million guaranteed at signing. And Jerry Jones completely flubbed this entire situation. I made a video about it, talking about how I thought that the Cowboys got fleeced. And a famous Cowboys fan, and I'm not saying he's a famous Cowboys fan, I'm saying he's a Cowboys fan who is famous, after I made that video, I won't give names, told me that I was wrong, saying that Micah Parsons is a drama queen, that he likes social media more than he likes football, and that you couldn't turn down a haul like that for Micah Parsons. Sure. Again, like, if you look at just the deal on paper, sure. I get it, I guess. Jerry Jones is coming out saying that he wanted to stop the run better, so that's why he went and got Kenny Clark, and he got 2 first-round picks, which are probably going to be late-round picks. I mean, it still don't matter. They're still first-round picks, but you get what I'm saying. Jerry Jones completely messed this up, though. Micah Parsons is a generational pass rusher in the NFL, putting up numbers like Myles Garrett, putting up numbers like TJ Watt, and you completely messed it up. All because you are senile. You don't want to talk to agents for some reason. You want to bully the player into taking a deal that you think is good, that the agent's telling the player you're worth more than that. Jerry Jones could have had Micah Parsons for $35 million per year. Now Micah Parsons is making $47 million plus. Jerry Jones could have had him at an absolute steal. And I think he did all of this because he knows that he made a big mistake with that Dak Prescott contract. This completely vaults Green Bay into winning division territory, possibly NFC Championship territory, because that division It is go, go, go on offense. They do have good defensive players. Do not get me wrong. But the Lions, the Bears are revamped on offense. I'm a little suspect right now about the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy, but they still have Aaron Jones. They still have Jordan Addison for whenever he's back. They obviously still have Justin Jefferson. That is a go, go, go type of division, and now you're bringing in Micah Parsons to go, go, go get the freaking quarterback. I think the Cowboys are stupid for what they did. I just think it's time for Jerry Jones to hang it up. He's lost it. He is senile. He thinks that his way of bullying players into taking deals that he likes is working, and it's not going to work anymore. Players are so much more powerful than they used to be. You can't blackball a player anymore. You know, Jerry Jones back in the day probably could have said, oh, well, if you won't take this deal, I will make sure that you never play in the NFL again. Probably, again, I wasn't around for the old school NFL where guys didn't really jump around as much, but it's a different time in the NFL. And Jerry Jones, your tactics don't work anymore. So you can be an owner, you could be the face of the team. You should not be the GM anymore. Absolutely not. I get you're the one signing the checks and putting everything into escrow and whatever. Don't care. It does not mean that you should still be the GM of the team. Now, on a lighter note, something funny that happened. Michael Irvin at 4:59 Eastern time went on, I think it was like the NFL Network or like NFL Live or something like that, and guaranteed that Micah Parsons was going nowhere. He said Micah Parsons will stay a Dallas Cowboy. There is no way that he is playing for any other team. He said that at 4:59. 5 o'clock. 1 minute later, 5 o'clock, Adam Schefter sends us the report that Micah Parsons has been traded from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers. I hope for the sake of Michael Irvin that he filmed that earlier in the day, because if it literally happened 1 minute after he said it, that is so funny. That is so freaking funny. But yeah, to round out this segment, Jerry Jones, you are senile. Jerry Jones, you are incompetent. Jerry Jones, you let a generational pass rusher walk out the door because your bully tactics do not work anymore. And you need to step down as the GM of the Dallas Cowboys because you were running the team into the ground. Now, this is for the sake of Cowboy fans. I could care less about what you do. I love seeing the Dallas Cowboys get booty dick down like this and losing trades because it's beautiful for my soul. But for the sake of Cowboy fans, get the hell out of there. Leave. All right, let's move on and talk about some more football. We're going to talk about the things that happened in college football just yesterday, and it was beautiful. Boise State, what happened? Boise State! What happened? I need James Draws for this segment. But, yeah, what happened? You were a playoff team last year, and you got crushed. Not beat. Not defeated. You got crushed by South Florida. 34-7. Is losing Ashton Jeanty that demoralizing for your program? Everybody was saying like for Ashton Jeanty highlights, because when he first was touching the ball in preseason, he was struggling a little bit, and everyone's like, this is what happens when you're not playing Southern Methodist University on the CW at noon. Well, it looks to be that Ashton Jeanty was quite literally the only reason that Boise State was good. Because what happened? Byron Brown for South Florida yesterday, Boise State could not tackle. Boise State had no answers. Every time I was working on the website yesterday and I had the football game on my other monitor, I would turn around and look at the game. There would be another run another score of Byron Brown just dominating Boise State's defense. Now, thank goodness for me, I didn't take a spread. I took the total, which the total was under, so I won that. Congratulations to me. I'm 5-1 this year gambling. That will not keep up. I'm going to lose it all on Saturday. I'll tell you that for a fact. But Boise State, you were a playoff team. So many people thought you were going to keep that same momentum, ride it this year, win out, go to the college football playoff again, maybe make a run. I mean, you got crushed last year. But what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, I really have nothing else to say. It's just so many people. I didn't have you. If you saw my college football preview, I did not have you in that at bid spot for a group of 5 team. So I don't care about that. I had UNLV. And now after watching this game, I think UNLV is going to booty dick you down. That has been the phrase of the podcast, booty dick down. But Boise State, you're a bunch of frauds. You need to figure it out. Because what in the hell happened? Moving on to the other biggest game that happened, and that was Nebraska. Nebraska versus Cincinnati. And the quote of the day was from one of Nebraska's DBs. I think he said, "We finna make people in wheelchairs stand up for how electric they were going to be in week 1. I'll tell you right now, if I was in a wheelchair, I probably would have stood up to turn the TV off because it was a game. Was it electric? It was not electric. I'll tell you that. I mean, I guess if you were a Cornhusker fan, the game was not, quote, electric. I'll say that. But just like Boise State, I've seen a lot of analysts, a lot of media members having Nebraska as a dark horse team to slip their way into the playoffs. I mean, can Patrick Mahomes Jr. get it done? Which, first of all, do you think Dylan Raiola, you think he had a little chubby knowing that he was in the same building as Patrick Mahomes yesterday playing in front of him? You think so? You think? Because I think he did. Also, Patrick Mahomes left the game early, and I bet you that pissed him off so bad. But what I saw yesterday, I'm not saying Cincinnati's a bad team. Cincinnati is no way on the same caliber as the top-notch Big Ten teams. They're not better than Michigan, which Michigan is not a top 10 Big Ten team right now. They are obviously not better than Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State. Now, Nebraska avoids Oregon and Ohio State, but they have to play Iowa. They have to play Penn State. They have to play Michigan. Those are 3 losses right there, I believe. And they're probably going to drop another one along the way. I don't think Nebraska is making the playoffs this year. If Nebraska would have came out yesterday and just crushed Cincinnati, we may have an argument. We might have an argument for that. 20-17, you're not convincing me whatsoever. I get it's the first game of the year. Not convincing at all. Not at all. Listen, you won. That's good. I get it. Not convincing me at all that you guys are making the playoffs whatsoever. Speaking of the Nebraska and Cincinnati game, guess who was in attendance for that? That's right, your favorite couple, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Hooray! And if you were living under a rock or you blocked everything that had to mention Taylor Swift and or Travis Kelce on social media, they got engaged, which, again, this is not me shitting on them. Listen, I'm not one of those people that every time she's on the TV screen, I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this football? Why are we doing Taylor Swift? Like, I get why they do it, because they make a ton of money every time they show her on the TV. But I did a little investigative journalism, and by that I mean I read some articles and then pieced some articles together. So I guess you could say I did my part. This is not really sports related. I mean, I guess it is because it's about Travis Kelce. Was there a contractual element to Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift at that time? Because Travis Kelce obviously proposed to Taylor Swift. A day after, one day, American Eagle comes out and talks about how they are now in a partnership with Travis Kelce for a new line of clothing. Did American Eagle give Travis Kelce a very large sum of money to let them know when he was proposing to Taylor Swift? Makes you think, because what a coincidence that they announce it directly the day after. What a coincidence. Now, my take on this is, and a lot of you probably already checked out, after the whole Good Genes thing with Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle, where any person with a brain, any person with a competent brain knows that when they talked about Sydney Sweeney's Good Genes, they were talking about her giant bazungas. It was not a white supremacy ad. It was not a Nazi propaganda ad. Just because the woman has blonde hair and blue eyes does not mean that it's Nazi propaganda. I'm sorry if you want to believe that. When they were talking about her good genes, they panned up to her bazungas. That's what they were talking about. And then they also were saying jeans as in Jens, Jeans. I can't fucking spell because I'm so worked up. That's what they were talking about. The jeans you wear and her bazungas. So anyway. American Eagle in a lot of hot water for this. People were canceling them. That I guarantee you, I can't say it with certainty, I almost guarantee you that American Eagle went to Travis Kelce and said, hey, we're working on this line with you. We will give you a very large sum of money if you tell us when you're proposing. And because after you do that, your name is going to be everywhere. Your name and Taylor Swift's name is going to be at the top of all search engines, even though Taylor Swift's name is already at the top of all search engines at all freaking time. Anyway, I think they gave him a large sum of money to tell them when he was proposing, so then they could push their thing to hopefully make people forget about the Good Genes ad and Sydney Sweeney's giant bazungas. So that's just my take on that. Listen, it's a conspiracy theory. It has nothing to do with sports. I just don't know what else to talk about right now. There's a lot that happened in sports, but I made a video about it. I was going to post it on TikTok, and then I was like, well, I probably shouldn't because Swifties are probably going to get mad at me and then find me and come to my house and then cut my face off and then sew Travis Kelce's face on my face or whatever they do. I don't know. But that is my conspiracy theory about it. Sorry if you checked out. Let's talk about something that we actually want to talk about, and that's college football. Let's talk about the games that are coming up for college football. We have a good slate. So let's move on and talk about that. Before we talk about college football, if you want to get some college football picks that are absolutely free, college football and an NFL pick, sign up again for my free newsletter. I will have a link in the description if you are watching on YouTube. And also, you can sign up via my new website that I told you that I was building. If you go to hailmary.media, that is my website. It will take you there. You can read all of my blog posts. You can see all of our content, all of our videos. If you want to check out the podcast via the website, you can do that. If you want to keep up with everything Hail Mary Media, if you want to sign up for our free newsletter, please go to hailmary.media and check it out. Every Friday, I send you a weekly rundown of things that happen in sports and articles that I have written that are only for newsletter subscribers. I send you 2 free picks as well. And then also throughout the week, I give underdog picks and I give my betting picks, my personal betting picks, only through my newsletter. So You'll be able to see the articles that are there, but you will not be able to click into them and read the full thing unless you were signed up for the newsletter. I give all of my picks on Underdog. I give all of my picks that I'm taking like straight bets. So if you want all of those, and they are absolutely free, I am not charging you for any of these. All I need is your email address. That's literally it. Sign up for the newsletter. I do not spam you. I only send you things every single Friday. That is it. Sign up for the newsletter. Go to hailmary.media. Check out our blog posts. Sign up for our newsletter. Let's move on and talk about this slate of college football because it is a good one. This is one of the best week ones I think we've had in a long time. So again, this is not my predictions for college football, the games this week. I will be giving all of the picks on who I think is going to win via the newsletter that I just talked about. But we have five very big games this week. We have Texas versus Ohio State. We have LSU versus Clemson. We have Notre Dame versus Miami. We have Alabama versus Florida State. And we have Auburn versus Baylor. And I do have some write-ups here for each. I'm just going to read off these write-ups that I have. So if I'm looking at my screen, you're like, oh, you're reading off a script. No shit. So yes, number 1, Texas versus number 3, Ohio State. This is a rematch of last season's semifinal game, which features two powerhouse programs with championship aspirations. Texas is led by newly led quarterback Arch Manning, and they enter as a slight underdog versus the defending champion Ohio State Buckeyes, who are favored as a 1.5-point favorite. Both teams boast elite talent, but they do have questions along their offensive lines, and we're going to see how both quarterbacks can play under pressure. Arch Manning has never faced a test like this playing against Ohio State. He's played in games, but he has never been put to the test like this, and this is Julian Sain's first ever start. We're going to see if he'll be able to hold up versus a good Texas team in his first start. The challenge is going to be daunting for him, but we'll see who can pull through. And I, again, will give my prediction for this in my newsletter. Moving on, we have number 9 LSU versus number 4 Clemson. LSU is opening on the road in Death Valley against a Clemson team that has reloaded. And despite LSU's talent, Clemson is favored by 3.5 points. And it's just because they brought back so much. They have a strong defense. They have an elite coaching staff. And Cade Klubnik, another year under his belt. This is going to be a hell of a game. I am very excited. Moving on to our next game, we have number 6 Notre Dame versus Miami. A Sunday night showdown in Miami. This features Notre Dame freshman quarterback CJ Carr against Miami's new signal caller in Carson Beck, who transferred from Georgia. Notre Dame is a 2.5-point favorites, with many people thinking that their physical style, because just their downhill running game and their short passes, they think that is going to help them prevail on the road versus Miami. And we're going to see what Carson Beck can do. Obviously, Cam Ward was very good in that offense last year. Almost leading Miami to a playoff run, but sadly for them, they did not make the playoffs, and we will see if Carson Beck can get them into that upper echelon, into a playoff run for Miami. Our fourth game, this is going to be one that I think is going to be ugly, honestly. Alabama versus Florida State. Alabama is entering as a 13.5-point favorite versus Florida State. They have a revamped offense. They have a loaded defense with talent. And I think this is a game. Listen, I will give you one prediction here. I think this is a game Alabama thumps Florida State. We'll just say that. I won't give an actual side or total, though, for that. And then our final game is Auburn versus Baylor. That is tonight, if you're listening to this on Friday. Auburn faces a Baylor team that closed the season strong, and Baylor is favored by 2.5 points, with quarterback Soy Robertson leading the charge against Auburn, who is looking to rebound this season. I think this has the potential to be a shootout type game. There's another spoiler for you. This is going to be a fun game as well for Friday night. I will be watching this on my phone because I have things to do today, but it's going to be very fun. nonetheless, so everybody, thank you so much again for listening to the Hail Mary. I hope you had a good week. We will not have a podcast on Monday because that is Labor Day, and I'm taking the day off because I want to. So I will be back next Friday, and we will be talking about everything that happened in college football. This week, we're going to talk about what happened in the... Will we be back for that? Yes, we are going to talk about what happened in the Thursday night football game in the opener. And I have my fantasy football draft on Sunday, and we're going to talk about that because if my team looks good, I'm going to boast about it. So, yes, thank you to everybody for listening to this latest episode of the Hail Mary. Again, go to hailmary.media. That is my website. Check out all of our blogs. Check out our newsletter that is completely free if you want picks sent to you every single Friday, plus exclusive articles and picks sent to you when you sign up for my newsletter. Check us out on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Shorts, the Instagram, Snapchat. We're everywhere. Check us out. Have a beautiful weekend, everybody. I will see you all again on Friday. Enjoy your 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend. I don't know what your work schedule is. Whatever it is, enjoy it. Have a beautiful week. Enjoy football. Sco.